We have an expression in English that goes, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. It's very common. It's so common, in fact, that you don't even need to say the second clause. Just be careful what you wish for, and your audience will hear that and fill in the blank in their mind. You just might get it. When it's that common, you should probably stop calling it an expression. It's more of a cliche. But have you ever stopped to consider why it's bad to get what you wish for? Because that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. But here we go telling people all the time that they should be wary of getting what they wish for. There are actually two reasons why you ought to be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. The first reason to be careful what you wish for is a bit more obvious than the second. See, sometimes you don't fully understand the consequences of getting your wish. It sounds pretty good if you think about it for 30 seconds, but if you gave it some deep reflection, you might not have wished for that. This is perfectly illustrated in the Greek myth of King Midas. King Midas was a greedy man, and he wanted untold wealth. So when he was granted a wish from the gods, he wished that everything he touched turned to gold. Sounded great in his head, but then after about a day, he realized everything he touched to eat also turned to gold. And you can't eat gold. You can't drink gold. Sleeping on a royal bed made of gold is uncomfortable. And then, of course, he went and touched his daughter's cheek, and she turned into a golden statue. See, King Midas should have been more careful what he wished for. And you ought to be careful what you wish for, because you might get it and regret it. The second reason to be careful what you wish for is far more subtle than the first. See, sometimes we take our excuses and we dress them up as wishes. And then when that wish comes true, it gets exposed for what it is, an excuse. Here's what I mean. The structure of an excuse is, I can't do A because of B. Now, if you want to turn that into a wish-cuse, if you will, you do it like this. I wish B weren't true, because then I could do A. Let me take that out of the theoretical and bring it into the real world for you. In the past, you might have made an excuse like this. I can't do that because I don't have the time. Here's how you would dress that up as a wish, or a wish-cuse. I wish I had more time, because then I'd be able to do that. Have you made any wish-cuses over the years with respect to time? Because if you have, I have sad news for you. These COVID lockdowns have exposed your wishes as excuses. Because the one thing these lockdowns have given just about everybody is more time. You might have more time because the government came along and told you you're not allowed to work. Maybe they paid you not to work, and maybe they didn't. Either way, let me pause here. If you are not allowed to work these days, it's a really sad situation, and you have my sympathy. Actually, you have my empathy, because I'm a speaker who has been told he's not allowed to have a live audience for well over a year now. Maybe you got paid not to work. I actually didn't, because I'm self-employed. But here's the thing. Not working has actually given me more time. Has not working given you more time? Even if you kept your job during these lockdowns, you may have gotten more time because you started working from home. That commute you dealt with every morning and evening, gone. And since you weren't going out in public anymore, maybe you started cutting corners in getting yourself ready in the morning. And if you did that, please keep those details to yourself. I don't want to know. But please answer me this. As a result of working from home, do you now have more time in the day? Another way you might have gotten more time, and this applies to just about everybody, is so many activities were canceled as a result of these lockdowns. Maybe you had to stop taking your children to dance classes or swim lessons. Maybe you had to stop hanging out at the bar because it's not open anymore. Whether work-related or not, just about everybody has more time on their hands as a result of these lockdowns. So here's my question for you. Now that you have all this found time, how have you been tackling your wish list? Maybe you've said for years, oh, I wish I had more time because then I wouldn't eat fast food so much. I'd be able to prepare decent meals at home, but I'm so rushed. Well, wish granted. Have you really started cooking at home more? Or did you just replace eat out with takeout? Oh, I wish I had more time because then my place wouldn't be in such a mess. I could actually get it neat and tidy. Wish granted. But did you really start cleaning? Or did you just keep streaming? And this one is directed at my friends who are speakers. Oh, I wish I had more time so I could write more speeches. Wish granted. Did you actually write more speeches? Or are you at exactly the same level of speaking ability that you were in February of 2020? Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. And by it, I mean your wish exposed for the excuse that it really is. Therefore, the next time you catch yourself saying I wish, and chances are you will catch yourself now that you realize what a trap that phrase I wish is. The next time you catch yourself saying I wish, ask, am I really making a wish here? Or am I just taking one of my excuses and dressing it up as a wish? Be careful what you wish for, friend. You just might get it. You know what I wish? I wish you would like this video now that you've seen it. I wish you would comment on it down below. I wish you would share it with your friends. I wish you would go to my YouTube channel and mash that subscribe button, pump up my numbers. But most importantly, I wish you would keep it tuned here to lastrites.com for more speaking tips and the occasional bit of life coaching. That's last-WRITES.com. And if you follow me on social media or sign up for my email newsletter, you will be made aware of these videos as they become available. And together we, that's you and I, we will lay boring speeches to rest by giving them the last rites. Mash that subscribe button.